GTA The Ballad of Gay Tony is without a doubt one of my favorite entries in the GTA series, which is really saying something considering it's only a DLC for GTA 4. But where The Ballad of Gay Tony differs from GTA 4 is what makes it so compelling. TBO GT took the dark and gritty atmosphere of GTA 4's Liberty City and showed us a side of it that we hadn't really seen yet, which was the not so dark and gritty side of Liberty City. For me, The Ballad of Gay Tony always seemed like the direct result of weaving the satirical and over-the-top nature of the GTA games back into the narrative, considering GTA 4 and The Lost and Damned were a lot more serious in nature. Now, there's definitely a lot I could say about The Ballad of Gay Tony, and it definitely deserves its own video sometime in the future, but for today, I'm just going to be talking about the main character, Luis Lopez, and why he is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated GTA protagonists. I did a video like this for Vic Vance about a year ago, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. First things first, let's get into some backstory. Luis Fernando Lopez was born and raised on Frankfurt Avenue of Northwood in Algonquin, Liberty City. His mother is Adriana Yanira Lopez, who makes a minor appearance in the game, while his older brother Ernesto Lopez and his younger sister Lida Lopez Wilkinson are merely mentioned. His father was a US Marine who abandoned them while they were young, forcing their mother to raise them on their own. She also had a notable role in the upbringing of Luis's childhood friends, Armando Torres and Henrique Bardes. At a very young age, Luis and his two best friends got involved with some of the Dominican drug dealers of their neighborhood, and even got involved in a couple of drug wars. During this time, Luis and Henrique also used to make rap songs, with Henrique laying down the beats and Luis providing the lyricism, although Henrique claims that Luis was a bit of a poor rapper, as people would often find his rap skills hilarious, and not in an intentional way. The three kids would also commit various minor crimes during their high school years, such as stealing liquor from the principal's office. At the age of 17, Luis was sent to a juvenile detention center for shooting a teacher who was sexually assaulting his sister. After leaving juvie about a year later, he was arrested again soon after for committing grand theft auto. During his time in prison, Luis went from being quite skinny to pretty muscular to avoid becoming someone's prison pit. By the time he got out of prison, his brother and sister had already left Liberty City, leaving Luis as their mother's primary source of income. In 2005, at the age of 22, Luis accepted a position as a bodyguard for infamous Liberty City nightclub owner Gay Tony Prince, and his life was changed forever. A sort of father-son relationship was swiftly formed between the two, and Luis reportedly made his final visit to an illegal cage fighting ring and severed all remaining ties with his former gang, with the exception of Armando and Enrique. Working for Tony made his life considerably better, and although he lost the respect of his old friends who thought he was a yuppie, he was exposed to a lot more wealth and glamour in the Liberty City nightclub scene. What makes Luis Lopez such an interesting character is his complexity, his relationship with his environment, and the choices he must navigate throughout the game. As a key figure in the world of Liberty City's nightlife and crime, Luis provides a unique perspective on the blurred lines between ambition, loyalty, and survival. One of the most compelling aspects of Luis is his internal struggle. While he works for the flamboyant, larger-than-life Tony Prince, he remains a character who is consistently balancing his loyalty to his friends and his own personal ambitions. Luis is not just a mere henchman, he has his own aspirations of wealth and power, and his desires for a better life conflict with the dangerous world he's entrenched in. His ambition is both relatable and tragic, as he often finds himself caught between doing what he feels is right and what the ruthless world around him demands. He clearly cares about his friends and family a lot, even if it may not seem like it to them due to the demanding nature of his profession. He tries to spend time with his childhood friends and aid them when he can, even though they seem to think he's turned his back on them and their way of life. And as for his mother, well, like I said earlier, he is her sole provider, yet she constantly berates Luis for his lifestyle and occupation as a nightclub manager, while also consistently accepting the money he sends her, making her a bit of a hypocrite. On top of that, she treats Armando and Enrique a lot better than she does her own son, even though they live an arguably less legitimate lifestyle as drug dealers than her son. Another key trait that makes Luis interesting is his sharp, street-smart attitude. He is adept at navigating the criminal underworld, and his ability to handle tough situations with confidence and charisma shows a depth of experience. However, this doesn't make him invulnerable or heartless. At his core, Luis is still someone seeking to rise above the chaos, proving that despite the corruption surrounding him, he retains a sense of morality. This creates a fascinating tension in his character, as he often operates in morally grey areas yet still manages to come across as human, not just a puppet of the system. Moreover, his relationship with Tony adds another layer of intrigue. Tony is an unreliable and often erratic figure, yet Luis remains fiercely loyal, showing a deep sense of responsibility towards the people he cares about. Their dynamic is what forms an emotional backbone to the game, demonstrating Luis's capacity for loyalty and his desire to protect those who might not always deserve it. After the events of the game, it is implied that Tony and Luis eventually accepted Yusuf's offer to franchise Mason and 9 and Hercules, and that Tony left Liberty City, as his number is removed from Luis's phone after the completion of the story, and it appears that Luis was left as the sole manager of the Liberty City branch of Tony's empire, due to him being Tony's business partner and Tony's absence. By 2018, Tony has moved to Los Santos with the intent of opening a successful nightclub there. Tony makes a return in the After Hours update for GTA Online, where he works with the GTA Online protagonist to open a new nightclub. What happened to Luis is unknown, but a photo of him can be found inside Tony's office at the club, implying that the two remained good friends. Also in the same update, Luis is mentioned by Jimmy Boston in the nightclub management rescue celebrity mission. Since it is implied that Luis is still alive in current GTA continuity, here's hoping that we'll get to see him make an appearance in GTA 6, but of course that's just wishful thinking. Luis Lopez is an interesting character because he embodies the complexity of navigating ambition, loyalty, and personal morality in a city rife with temptation and danger. His internal conflict and relationships offer players more than just a typical gangster narrative, making him one of the standout characters in the Grand Theft Auto series. And that is why I think Luis Lopez is the most underrated GTA protagonist. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and feel free to let me know what you think of Luis Lopez in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.